Could Mars, the cold and barren red planet we've known for so long, be hiding something that changes everything? Imagine discovering that beneath its desolate surface, there are secret lakes of liquid water, places that could potentially support life. What if we're closer than ever to proving that life exists beyond Earth? In today's video, we're diving deep into the mystery of Mars' hidden lakes and exploring how this recent discovery might bring us face to face with alien life. Have scientists really found the key to life on Mars? Could we be on the verge of the greatest discovery in human history? Stick around, because what we uncovered today might just reshape our understanding of the universe. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to stay up to date on the latest in space exploration and scientific breakthroughs. Mars has long been the subject of human fascination, dating back to when early astronomers first peered through telescopes and spotted the mysterious red glow in the night sky. The planet's rust-colored surface and shifting seasons have sparked curiosity for centuries. But it wasn't until the 20th century that exploration truly began. From the first flyby of the Mariner 4 in 1965 to the incredible feats of the Mars rovers today, each mission has brought us closer to understanding this distant neighbor. But why Mars? Why has it, out of all the planets, captured the imaginations of both scientists and dreamers alike? The answer might lie in the tantalizing hints that Mars could have once been like Earth, complete with flowing rivers, lakes, and maybe even oceans. The real question, though, is whether life ever had a chance to exist in those ancient waters. Now, as you might imagine, the idea of life on Mars isn't new. In fact, it's been part of science fiction and speculation for as long as we've looked to the stars. Think of the countless stories about Martians and alien civilizations. But the reality is far more intriguing than fiction. Over the years, NASA and other space agencies have gathered evidence pointing to the presence of water on Mars, a discovery that changed everything. Water, as we know, is essential for life as we understand it. That's why the discovery of ice caps at Mars poles and traces of ancient river valleys was such a big deal. But the real breakthrough came when scientists uncovered something even more astonishing beneath Mars' surface. Could hidden lakes of water on Mars provide the evidence of life we've been searching for? This idea opens a whole new world of possibilities. We're no longer talking about Mars as just a cold, desolate wasteland. Beneath its dusty, dry surface could lie a network of underground lakes, reservoirs that might hold more than just water. They might hold the key to understanding whether Mars was once home to life. Imagine that, life on Mars, frozen in time beneath layers of rock and soil, waiting to be discovered. But how do we find out about these hidden lakes? And what makes scientists so sure they exist? Let's dive deeper into this groundbreaking discovery that's got everyone buzzing in the scientific community. In recent years, scientists have made one of the most thrilling discoveries in the history of Mars exploration: the detection of hidden lakes beneath the planet's surface. These underground lakes, nestled deep below layers of ice and soil, have stirred up more questions than answers. It all started with radar data collected by the European Space Agency's Mars Express orbiter. As the orbiter swept across the Martian surface, it sent radar signals below the surface, revealing reflections that hinted at the presence of liquid water. And not just any water, potentially vast lakes of it tucked away in the most unexpected places. But how can water exist on a planet that, on the surface, is colder than the iciest winter here on Earth? The answer lies in the unique conditions beneath the Martian surface. Despite the planet's freezing temperatures, these lakes may remain liquid because of a combination of factors, including pressure from the ice above and the presence of salts, or brines, that lower the freezing point of water. These salty lakes have intrigued scientists for good reason. Mars is incredibly dry on the surface, with only ice visible at its poles. But if liquid water exists underground, it might be the perfect refuge for microbial life. The very idea that there could be life, even in its simplest forms, surviving in these briny lakes is mind-blowing. Could we be closer than ever to proving that Mars is, or once was, home to life? Of course, this discovery has raised countless questions. How extensive are these underground lakes? Are they isolated pockets of water, or could they be part of a larger, interconnected system? And most importantly, could these lakes really sustain life? While scientists are still working to answer these questions, the discovery of these lakes has opened up a whole new chapter in Mars exploration. It's not just about what's on the surface anymore. Mars underground might hold the secrets we've been chasing for decades. But what exactly is going on in those hidden lakes? And how can we be sure they are more than just icy reservoirs? That's where the science behind this discovery gets even more fascinating. Now, let's break down the science behind these underground lakes. It's one thing to find radar signals that suggest water, but understanding how that water remains in liquid form on such a cold planet is another challenge entirely. Mars, as we know, is a harsh environment, with temperatures often plunging far below freezing. Any surface water will have turned to ice long ago. But these underground lakes are thought to remain liquid thanks to the presence of salts in the water, briny solutions that can stay liquid at much lower temperatures than pure water. This briny water essentially acts as an antifreeze, keeping the lakes from freezing solid under Mars' extreme conditions. Fascinating, right? But interpreting the radar data isn't straightforward. When the Mars Express orbiter sent radar pulses below the surface, it received reflections that matched the signature of liquid water. However, some scientists remain cautious. Could there be something else beneath the surface creating similar reflections? Maybe a dense, ice-rich layer or another unknown material. That's where the debate comes in. Not everyone is convinced that these radar signals definitively prove the existence of underground lakes, but the data is compelling enough to push further research. After all, similar radar techniques have been used here on Earth to discover subglacial lakes in Antarctica, and those lakes turned out to be very real and home to life. As with any groundbreaking discovery, there are skeptics. Some argue that more data is needed before we can confidently claim these lakes exist, and more importantly, that they can support life. However, if these lakes are what we think they are, they could revolutionize our understanding of Mars. Scientists are already developing new models to explain how these lakes formed, how long they've been there, and whether they could support microbial life. The next logical step would be to explore them directly, but as you might imagine, getting to those lakes presents its own set of challenges. So, what kind of life could possibly exist in these hidden waters, and how do we go about finding it? The discovery of hidden lakes on Mars opens up an exhilarating possibility. Could there actually be life lurking in these underground waters? When we think about life on Earth, we often picture lush forests, oceans brimming with fish, and animals roaming the land. But life, as it turns out, is far more adaptable and resilient than we once thought. On Earth, we've found microorganisms, known as extremophiles, thriving in the most extreme environments, places where we once thought life was impossible. From the boiling hot springs of Yellowstone to the frozen subglacial lakes of Antarctica, these hardy microbes manage to survive and even flourish in conditions that would destroy most forms of life. So, the big question is, could similar life forms exist on Mars? Now, it's not like we're expecting to find little green men swimming around in these hidden lakes, but the potential for microbial life is very real. If life on Mars does exist, it would most likely be in the form of simple organisms, similar to the extremophiles we found here on Earth. These microorganisms have the incredible ability to live in environments with little sunlight, extreme cold, and highly salty water, all conditions that seem to match the environment beneath Mars' surface. The presence of briny water in these lakes could provide the perfect habitat for such organisms, shielding them from the harsh conditions on the planet's surface. And if life can survive there, what does that mean for the potential of life elsewhere in the universe? The next step, of course, would be to drill down and sample these lakes directly to search for signs of life. Future missions to Mars are already being planned with this goal in mind. Imagine what it would mean if we actually found living organisms, proof that life isn't exclusive to Earth. It would completely change our understanding of biology and our place in the cosmos. But drilling into Mars to reach these lakes is no small feat. There are significant technical and ethical hurdles to overcome, which leads us to the challenges of exploring these hidden waters and what it will take to unlock their secrets. Reaching Mars' hidden lakes is no walk in the park. The idea of drilling beneath the Martian surface to access these underground water sources is both technically daunting and ethically complex. First, the technical challenges alone are enough to give anyone pause. Imagine trying to send a rover capable of drilling through kilometers of rock and ice on a planet millions of miles away. The harsh conditions, extreme cold, and unpredictable terrain make it incredibly difficult to design equipment that can withstand such an environment. It's not just about sending a drill. It's about sending a drill that can survive the journey, perform precise operations, and send back reliable data. Even on Earth, drilling into subglacial lakes is no easy task, so you can imagine the hurdles when it comes to Mars. But let's say we overcome those technical difficulties. There's another challenge that looms just as large: contamination. Earth is teeming with life, and our spacecrafts, no matter how carefully sterilized, carry traces of microorganisms with them. The last thing scientists want is to accidentally introduce Earth-based microbes into Mars' ecosystem. Not only could this compromise the integrity of any life we might discover on Mars, but it could also ruin future research. How would we ever know if the life forms we find are truly Martian or simply hitchhikers from Earth? This concern has led to heated debates among scientists and ethicists about how, or even if, we should proceed with drilling into these hidden lakes. Nonetheless, plans are already in motion. Both NASA and the European Space Agency are developing missions that aim to explore these underground lakes further. While direct drilling may not be on the immediate agenda, future missions are expected to bring us closer to understanding what lies beneath Mars' surface. The next few years could bring significant breakthroughs, and with advancements in technology, we might one day be able to sample these hidden waters directly. But what happens if we do find life? How would such a discovery reshape not only our scientific understanding, but also humanity's view of our place in the universe? This leads us to the broader implications of such a monumental find. The discovery of life on Mars would be a turning point, not just for science, but for humanity as a whole. Imagine the impact of finding even the tiniest microorganism on the red planet. It would be the first evidence that life is not unique to Earth, raising profound questions about how life begins, survives, and evolves across the universe. If microbial life can exist in the harsh conditions of Mars' underground lakes, then the possibilities for life elsewhere in the cosmos suddenly seem far more likely. Think about other worlds with similar environments, moons like Europa and Enceladus, which also show signs of subsurface oceans. What if Mars is just the beginning? Discovering life on one planet could ignite a new age of astrobiology, leading scientists to explore other celestial bodies with renewed vigor. Now, finding life on Mars wouldn't just stay within the scientific community. The implications could be felt across society, philosophically, spiritually, and culturally. For centuries, humans have looked up at the stars, wondering if we are alone. The discovery of life beyond Earth would challenge long-held beliefs and spark conversations across every walk of life. In terms of practical impact, such a find could also reshape space exploration. Colonizing Mars, for instance, might take on new significance if the planet is already home to some form of life. Ethical questions would arise. Should we interfere with or protect this Martian ecosystem? How would we approach settlement knowing we are not the only life forms on the planet? These are questions that scientists and policymakers would need to address before humanity makes Mars its second home. The search for life in Mars' hidden lakes also has broader implications for the future of space exploration. It could serve as a blueprint for future missions to other planets and moons in our solar system. If Mars can harbor life beneath its surface, why not other celestial bodies with similar conditions? The technology and techniques we develop to explore Mars could be adapted for missions to Europa, Titan, or even exoplanets far beyond our solar system. This discovery would fuel the growing desire to expand our reach into the cosmos, pushing humanity to explore farther, faster, and more ambitiously than ever before. The potential for life beyond Earth isn't just a distant dream anymore. It's becoming a tangible, scientific pursuit. But now, the real question remains: are we truly prepared for what we might find? So, after everything we've uncovered about Mars' hidden lakes, the big question remains: could life really be just beneath the surface of the red planet? The idea is both thrilling and humbling. If life exists in those underground waters, it would challenge everything we know about biology and our place in the universe. Imagine how this discovery could inspire future generations of scientists and explorers to push the boundaries even further. Now, I want to ask you, what do you think? Could we be on the verge of finding life on Mars? And if so, how do you think that would change our future? If you enjoyed this video and want to keep exploring the mysteries of space, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest content. Before you go, check out our last video where we dive into the mind-blowing predictions about how big the universe can really get. Trust me, it's a topic that will leave you questioning everything you know about space and time. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep looking to the stars.